Hi everyone and welcome to Trades of the Week with myself and Bob. He's in the background and watching. So in today's video we are going to talk about some very exciting stuff. Will AI take over the world? Will Binance, the BUSD, the stablecoin on Binance, will it lose its peg and totally collapse the market? Well, in today's episode of Trades of the Week, you will find out. Now, before we dive into it, this is very important. You can become an IM Insider to join our exclusive community, our Facebook group, our exclusive Facebook group. Well, you will get the trade of the week, the stock of the week, the crypto of the week, and not only that, you're also going to get a market update so you know what's happening in the market as well, and be part of an amazing community of like-minded people. So before it's too late, make sure you click the link below and join the IM Insider, because you will get exclusive content as well, so you can get started with cryptos and stocks today, because it absolutely is the best time. So make sure, go below, click the link and become an IM Insider. So with that being said, let's dive into it. Alright, so let's see what is happening in the market. So the first one is AutoZone. So this has really zoomed higher. We're up 1% in profit. The ticker is AZO. And I must say, right, we have now been able to put the stop loss at a 1% profit to lock in those profits. And not time to move just yet to shave those profits off. But we are able to at least lock in 1%, which is amazing news. So well done if you're in this. The second one I want to look at is GBTG. This is Global Business Travel Group. And we had actually done the calculations last week on this candle right here. So what we've done now is we've recalculated on the latest candle that is touching, which is in accordance to our strategy. And now we have an amazing reward risk ratio on this as well. So let's hope this starts to go down. PEP, this is PepsiCo, which we entered last week. We're up 1% on this at the moment, even a little bit more, I think, roughly 1.11 or so. So we have moved our stop loss to break even on this as well to make sure we are in a risk-free trade. STRO, which is Sutra Biopharma, is a no trade because it just carried on down. This is the importance of using a stop order. A stop order is an order where the market needs to push higher to get the momentum in order for us to enter. If it just carries on down, we're not going to be in. PepsiCo is a great example where the market just pushed higher and we were able to get in when it broke the consolidation or sideways movement pattern, just zoomed higher. This is great. So that's a great learning hopefully for you that you can do that as well. So next up is SVI. It's around our entry point at the moment, so nothing to do on this one at this point. Now, before we dive into the other stocks we're looking at this week, there are some news in the market that we do need to discuss. So is AI taking over? We're going to find out right now if that is the case. Because what we've been seeing now since the start of the year is the big indices like the US 30, the 30 biggest companies in the US, have really been seeing a rally of 20% or more from the lows, which were formed in October. And we wonder, is this really sustainable? So if we just have a quick look at the US 30, you will see from October here, they're really gone up roughly 20% at this point, which is amazing to see. And I actually think that in the shorter term, I believe this is going to go even higher. We have now not only, well, have a look at this as well. We are looking at the 200 daily moving average here. We are still above that, which we spoke about last week, which means we're in an upward trend. And not only that, because we have actually seen as well that this downward trend has now gone, that's been broken and we're trending higher. We are now forming a pattern which is called an ascending triangle, and the probabilities are that it will actually break up from here in order to give us profit. So if the announcement, the CPI numbers when they come out today, if they're what we expect, we do believe the markets will go higher in the shorter term. Because as we mentioned last week as well, we actually got really strong numbers in terms of jobless claims. So the jobless claims came out of 500,000, just to remind you, instead of 180,000. So what the amount of people with a job was a lot higher. So not the jobless claims, but the jobs created were 500,000 versus 180,000 expected. So that is really, really good. So we are seeing a bull market, or a bull move, at least a move to the upside, being sustained in the shorter to medium term. Long term, we will see what happens. The numbers, for example, from the CPI data will determine that, among other things. Now, the other thing I do want to say here as well is AI here to stay. Kathy Woods came out with a report saying and stating that the human versus AI, basically, and said that they had a competition coding on GitHub. It's a big coding platform, and the AI really did the work in half the time than the human did for the same exercise. And what's really cool here is that AI will get exponentially smarter as well. So the question is, if they were doing it longer, it would probably go a lot faster than half the time as well. And the cost for a graphic design is a lot cheaper with AI. It's 8 cents versus $150 for a human for the same amount of work. And it's also completed in less than a minute by AI. And also the cost for training AI has dropped by a tenth. By a tenth. Or not a tenth. So basically becomes 10 times cheaper than it was in I guess a couple of years ago. So it's happening. AI is officially taking over the world. Now, what does this mean? Well, we are looking to get into some companies that are really behind the AI. If you haven't watched the video that our CEO John Castro did on OpenAI and ChatGPT, you should definitely look at it to see what is happening in the AI space. Behind the scenes, we are looking into what companies we could invest into. The companies such as Microsoft, we're going to get into that in a moment, is a big owner of Chat, OpenAI, a big investor in there as well. So it's really, really exciting. But nevertheless, we are researching that, and we think you should be too. Tony Robbins said, either you're growing or you're dying. And the way to grow now is through AI, and we are doing what we can to invest into that as well. So stay tuned on this channel if you want to find out more about that. Now, comment below, what do you think? Is AI a good thing or is it a bad thing? So make sure you write below and comment, what do you think AI will do for us in the world? Is it really a doom scenario that many picture it to be, Elon Musk included, or is it something that will make sure we can do even better? Those are the questions we need to answer. So write comment below, I would love to find out. So basically, in summary, the CPI data will come out about inflation today, and if it is as we expect, then I think the market will move higher. That is what we think. And yeah, we will see as well. We had a strong labor market last week, which was great as well, which is holding off a continuation of the recession. So we're using the numbers to determine what should happen moving forward. So the two new buffaloes we have is GIS for this. GIS is zooming higher as well. Hopefully we have a nice green candle, a great reward risk ratio, which means for everything you're risking, you can gain. So if for $1 you risk, you can gain 4 here. The green area is 4 times as big as the red. It's around the entry price at the moment. So do your research on this, but we think this could be a good opportunity. But just in case, to be hedged, we have this nice downward trend. 1, 2, 3 bounces. And we're looking for this to go lower. So that's the one we're looking to go short on. So we're hedged. So that is really, really cool. So with that being said, let's dive into cryptos as well. So what is happening in the crypto market? Well, cryptos has gone down a little bit. We said that in last trades of the week, we expected a move lower, and that move might have happened now or might happen moving forward. We will see. So we might even go a bit lower here, but we did have a pullback. And I believe it could be a little bit steeper. We spoke about the 200 daily moving average. I think we could go down to roughly $20,000 to retest that as well. So we'll see what happens here. But we think this is a really, really interesting zone for Bitcoin. And it could, of course, go up from here as well. And we are prepared for both. So no matter what happens, we're going to be super excited and happy no matter what happens here. So we're having a pullback just as expected, but we think it's going to be a continuation higher for cryptos. Now, why do we think that? Well, we'll see what happens in the news. So the market fell a bit, we think, because of several pieces of news. One of them is that SEC, the Security and Exchange Commission, are they banning crypto staking? Well, it does seem like they're talking about it and banning it on exchanges, on centralized exchanges, such as Kraken, such as Coinbase. So that is what they're talking about at the moment. It could have some serious implications for the crypto market, and I think Kraken already paid a bit in penalties. And it will limit the potential for users to earn passive income like dividend in the stock market for cryptos. It could decrease the demand for crypto assets as well, since that's a big thing as well. But on the pro side of things, well, look at the bright side, because cryptos were actually created for being decentralized. That is why they were created. So if they're taking away the centralized way of staking, well, all of a sudden, what's left? It's the decentralized way of doing it. So that is why crypto were created. So it will force users to go more decentralized. Just means we don't need to rely on a centralized entity, which I think could be really cool. So what you need to think about is that the fintech giants, Revolut, even eToro, the trading and investing platform, they offer staking. So they might be a little bit in trouble as well with this. Now, the last thing I want to talk about here is that Binance, they admit problems with BUSD. And I want to show you this because I think it's important. So BUSD is a stablecoin. And what is a stablecoin? A stablecoin is something that is stable against another currency. And they have this is stable versus dollars. So 1 BUSD should equal $1 and they should have backing for this, but the backing of this cannot be proved. Now, we do not have this data confirmed, but better safe than sorry. We reported on FTX as well, and I just want to make sure we report on this as well. So our research team found this. So BUSD could be in danger. We've seen it started to lose its peg from $1 down to 0.9990. Well, it's not a lot. But what happens if the same happens with BUSD as happened with Luna? Luna's peg, they had 1-to-1, right? TUSD, but it went to 0. That is what might happen. So better safe than sorry. But the data analysis, it revealed that on 3 occasions between 2020 and 2021, the difference between the amount of Binance Peg BUSD circulating and real BUSD backing exceeded 1 billion. So they have not been able to verify the Paxos who created it that is actually pegged. So what we are doing, the action we're taking, is that we're selling, so we're avoiding, that's a coin to avoid, BUSD. So we're now selling our BUSD and getting it into Tether and USDC. Well, are those safe, Dennis? Well, we don't know. You can even do it to something stable like a fiat currency. So that is what you might want to do instead. So USDC and USDT is what we're transferring it to. Should we be scared? No. I mean, it could have implications on the market, but we've been in before. And that's what's so cool. That's what gives us such a good opportunity in the crypto market as well. But on the more positive note, a coin to not avoid, but to actually look at is GRT. GRT has zoomed higher, and from the high, it's currently down 32%, which is really good for a first entry with the small cap strategy that we have. So looking at this here, we have invested in this before. We have invested in this all the way down to the 95% drop, as you can see over here. But if you're new to this, you can actually use this as the high and invest now at a 33% drop. So the first time we invest with a small cap is 25% down, then 15, then 75. But we have already invested in this all the way down to 95%. And you know what? Since we invested so low, we think we are almost in profit by now, actually. So that just gives you the importance of actually investing all the way down. So that's GRT for you. Now, the last point of the piece of information here I want to share with you is this. That is the VCAs we're in. So the first one is American Express Company. We are moving our stop loss up to 20% profit. So well done if you're in this. That's awesome. And the next one is DOV. This is Dover Corporation. This went down, hit our stop loss. So we made 20%. Moo! Right? We need to move there just to make sure we emphasize that. And the reason we do that, by the way, is because success breeds success. Every time we move, it gives us this, okay, now we succeeded again and again and again. So that's why we want to do it. And Tesla as well. We put the stop loss at 50%, so we took that as well. So 70% in total on the money invested. So that's a moo. Comment below, have you taken profits as well? Next up is Johnson & Johnson that we looked at. I just want to emphasize this. A great company. It's currently being down to 13% from its high. We invested 10% the first time. So well done if you did that. So the one thing I want to look at is Microsoft. We have invested in Microsoft all the way down. And we're looking at this to invest again, right, if it carries on down. We're in, and we're a bit in profit at the moment. We have our average price roughly around $247. And currently we're up roughly 9% in profits. But for you, if you're new to this as well, you need to wait for a 20% drop from here to invest the next time, which could just be around the corner. So put this in your watch list, put it away, and we will make sure we'll have a look at it as soon as when it's time to enter again. So I think that's awesome, and that is really what we want to update you today on. So in the shorter term, to summary, we're definitely bullish, could have a bit of a pullback, and let's see what the CPI numbers today, but we do think they're going to be positive and the market go higher. But I think it's important though to do your own research, of course, and to invest according to your strategy. That is very important. So to summarize this, we've closed 70% profits on the VCA strategy, on the money invested, taking it up to 2,214% on the money invested. On another note, the Buffalo portfolio is up 65.2% despite the bear market from August 2020. And the cryptos, we're obviously down on those, but it's looking to turn a corner. So the question is, will you be with us on that when it's turning a corner, or will you be left on the sidelines? So make sure you contact us if you would like to find out more about this. So with that being said as well, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you like what you're seeing. Like the video as well, and don't forget to comment below. Don't forget to comment. The main question I want you to comment on is, do you think AI will be a big part of the future, or is it scary? What do you think? We would love to find out. And more so, are you getting the profits? Did you get 70% profit on Tesla and Dover Corporation combined? I really hope you did. So with that being said, I really hope you enjoyed Trades of the Week this week, and I cannot wait to see you for Trades of the Week in the coming episodes.